Hi everyone, my name is Eileen Hull. Welcome to my studio. I design dies for Sizzix. They're called ScoreBoards dies, and they are designed to be used with thick material like mat board and chipboard. And this is what you get when you make a ScoreBoards die. Isn't it cool? It's 3D, it's nice and sturdy, you can put things in it. So this is the die that we're talking about. It came out in chapter 3. It's called the Vintage Truck. And then another die that some people are using with it is the camper die. And actually they were designed to work together. One came out, camper came out first, then the truck. So anyway, you can use both of them. One of them, the truck can also be used to make a slimline card. It works perfectly on the front of one of those cards. You can use it to create kind of seasonal decor. Which is also fun. Like you could see this little truck with like trees in it, and actually trees come on the die, or you could add flowers or all kinds of fun things inside, snowflakes. So you make your basic shape, and then you can add those things and switch them out as the seasons go along. So I see lots of possibilities for this die. So I hope that you'll come along with me. I'm going to show you how to construct this little truck, and then I'll take a look at some samples from my amazing inspiration team. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera down and we'll get going. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do is share some inspiration with you, and these pieces were all made by my team, and they are awesome, and I want to thank them. This is adorable. Lisa made this for 4th of July. You could use it for Memorial Day, for table settings, if you wanted to put little favors in here, retirement from the military. I think it's so cute. Here is another one. Now Maggie made this for Halloween. Check out those little ghosts. Aren't they adorable? She, I think, freehanded them. But this is the camper die. So that's... this one came out in the last collection, so that is kind of fun too, because they were designed to go together. So you can see they're about the same scale and size, and you can use your papers, you can use all different things. You don't have to cut them out of mat board. Maggie cut them out of paper and just loaded these up with pumpkins for Halloween. Here is another truck. This is the 3D. Tanya made this and added these little flowers. I also think that would be cute at like a bridal shower maybe, or something with candy in the back, or some kind of gift or treat or favor for attending the shower. Here is this. I love this one. Pam Bray made this for me. Eileen Hull's landscape company, which I didn't know I had, and I'm probably not qualified for, but she took the little trees that came with the die, and I'll show you those in a minute, and made this little vignette on a wood slice, which I think is just adorable, and used these papers that are kind of rusty and these steampunky wheels, so you can decorate this in whatever style you like. Here's another one by Pam. And she found a sign somewhere at a store and just added her own details with the truck and the trailer again, and then little trees. And I think this is so cute. You could just hang it on the wall. Look at that little chain. So adorable. Here's another one. Now this one is really cool. Susie did this, and she found this wooden plaque at Target, I think, for $3 or something, and she cut this out of vinyl, and then she made these little pieces that go with the truck that you can just tuck in there for like Valentine's Day, or, you know, anniversary, any kind of love event. If you want to theme it for the holidays, you can tuck in your little snowman and trees and snowflake, and these are made of indoor-outdoor vinyl, so you can hang them outside all year. And here's something for the fall, this pretty little fall wreath. So you can customize this to the season or event or whatever you like, your style. Okay, so I think that's it on the home decor. One more piece. So this was a little sign that I made because I wanted to see how vintagey I could make this look. And it's, I I cut 2 of them and I just poured on embossing powder and I painted it in between, added some more, and this is just a fun little explore sign. So you could do anything like that. It's just fun. All right, here are a couple cards. This was made by my friend Angela Beavers, and she owns a store out in Ohio. It's the truck ready to go, loaded up for Christmas. Here's another one. You can make a Christmas card out of it. People have asked why I didn't include a door on the die. I didn't have enough room, but if you take this piece out of the truck, the window, and kind of flip it down, it does kind of resemble a door. just so, in case you wanted to know. And then we have this here, and this is kind of like a, well, I guess like a little folio. It can be a card because I started it as a birthday card, happy birthday. And then I added my vintage papers, and then inside I added these little corners from another die in the last journal die from the last collection. And then I made a pocket in the back where you could tuck in a gift card or a message or your little note. So it's just kind of fun to play with these and see what kind of things you can make. I love that it fits the slimline cards just really perfectly. So, and then you can add these little trees on. So let me just show you the pieces on the die, and then I'm going to show you how I cut it out, because this one I do a different way than normal. Okay, so let's just go over the pieces here. This is the truck. We're going to need 2 of those, one for the front, one for the back. And then this is the little truck bed. So we need 1 of those. These are the hub, or what do you call them? Wheel wells. So you need 1 each of those, and then 2 of these because this is the front and back enclosure. And then here you have little trees. These do have a score line down the middle, so if you cut them out of mat board, you can bend them into a dimensional piece. But if you cut them out of paper, you can just use them flat. These here are the wheel and the hubcap, or I don't know what you call that center part of a wheel. I guess the hubcap. So let's just lay this down. I want to show you how I'm gonna cut this. First of all, I'm going to cut my mat board separately. Normally, I like to cover my mat board with adhesive and then add my paper to it, then I cut it all at one time. In this case, you do have to think about it a little. If you want to have your paper or pretty side showing, you're going to need 2 of these. So when you cut this, I'm going to cut them separately. I'm going to cut the paper separately and the mat board separately. So let's go ahead and cut this, and then we will add the paper after, because we have some little twists and turns that we're gonna make on here. All right, so I'm just making my little sandwich, and do make sure that these are lined up because they are pretty close. You want to make sure you cut all pieces of the die. So let's look and see what we have here. Then we're going to cut our paper. All right, so we have all of them. Came out perfectly. Okay, and now let's cut our paper, and I'll show you why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. All right, so this one, if we added our paper, now this is that nice, actually, I didn't show you what we're using for materials here. So let me just quickly go through what I'm using. All right, this is what I like to use to hold it together. You need a very strong tape or glue or whatever it is that you use. I have this on hand, so I'm using my red line tape. Plus it's faster. This I am not going to use today, but you can if you want. You could use adhesive sheets to stick your paper and mat board together. I'm just going to glue today. I'm going to use this little birdie because I think that would make a fun little crow if I kind of chop his crest off there. I'm using this card pack, and I really like these colors from Sizzix. They're called Botanicals, and you have 10 colors, and I think there are 6 of each color. And I like that because that's enough to do a project with and not run out. So I'm going to be using this pretty turquoise paper and this for the pumpkins that I'm going to show you how to make. I'm mounting it on the mat board, so this is what we normally use. The mixed media board would work fine too, but I like the sturdiness of the mat board, which I think is a little bit thicker. And then here is the die. This is the truck, and I just showed you that. So that's what we have to work with. All right, so let's line this up on the die, and I have cut the paper beforehand just to make it easier for me and you. Okay, so we want a piece for the wheel well. See, what happens is this is an A4 paper, which is 11 7/8, or no, I can't remember, but it's not long enough to put down the whole width of this paper here, so I'm choosing to cut them separately. So what I did was I cut out 2 pieces of paper for the truck, which I'm going to place down over the truck, and then this I'm going to put here, because what was happening was we were getting a gap in the paper here and we had to reposition. So I'm just going to put this there and we'll cut that. You'll see why in a minute. I hope. Some days it's just hard to explain things. All right, now the paper is not going to score because those lines don't go down deep enough to give an impression on the paper as they do on the mat board. All right, so let's see what we have here. We've got our piece to cover that, and we are going to have to trim that down a little because when we fold this up, you'll see it's going to be just a tiny bit too big. All right, here are our hubcaps. Here's our 2 trucks. Here's this that goes to close in our design. Let's just take these little pieces and see if maybe we want to use them as doors. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I did it this way. One, to conserve my paper and make sure I do it right. And the other reason is if you're going to ink this, it's a good way, good time to do it before you put it on the mat board. Okay, now I cut another truck out, and here that is. Okay, I just cut that ahead of time. All right, so if we want to ink our trucks, this is when I would probably do it. So let's go ahead and get out our inking stuff. You can use whatever inks you have, blending tools, paint, whatever you want to use to make this look a little vintagey. So I'm using my blends inks. These are no longer available, but I still have so much ink in here. I'm going to keep using it. But I'm sure you guys have your own special way that you like to distress things. And I'm just going to blend a little of that off. Then I'm going to take my truck and just go around the edges to make that kind of stand out. I'm not going to do the bottom because that's going to be covered with a wheel, but I'll do down here. I'm just lightly inking this up and not too neatly, by the way. Maybe I'll do better on this one. Whichever one is better, I'll put in the front. Yeah, this is the one. Whoop. Okay. And then we're going to do our wheel wells, and I like to put them on there before because sometimes I forget what goes where. So let's just position these on the truck. And they are going to be bumped up because, see, now I never know. Is it that way? Yeah, I think so. Like that. So I'm also going to shade these a little bit because I think that's going to help it stand out from the truck. And this would also be cool with like some embossing powder, like a kind of rust embossing powder, I think. But for now, we'll just do this. And I don't always distress things, but sometimes it does make it stand out from the background. So sometimes I do. Just depends on the look you're going for. Okay. So now we're just going to glue these to our pieces that we already cut out, which is quite easy. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here and here. Put these on top, and that's how we're going to assemble our whole project. And I kind of like this because we have a little time to work with it and get it lined up just right. And I'm going to do that with all of my pieces. It does take a little longer this way, but in the end, I think when you have it come out right, that's always nice. All right, see, if we had placed this on here, it would have been a little harder to distress, but we're just gonna so this will be our front. Sorry, my hands are painty because I'm painting my living room. My husband went out of town and I'm doing stuff while he's gone. Hopefully it comes out all right, but I have aqua paint on my hands. All right, now you'll notice I cut two going in the same direction, and the reason for that is that when I, oops, that one, okay. If you look at it, when you look at this head on, you want to see that there's similar color on the front and the back. I did not do the back on this one, but it depends on where you're putting it or how much time you have. But you can easily ink the back and fill that in a little if that bothers you. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is this piece. Now I'm going to fold this up first. And I think we may have to trim our paper down a little bit. Because, see, normally that would be cut, but I want to put it inside so you see a colored mat, or so you see a colored inside of the bed. So I'm just going to kind of fold this around, and then I'll trim it off any excess. See, you can see. So you could score that ahead of time, but I'm just going to take a little bit off either side here so it comes up even. You can see this is how I work in a big mess, and I'm okay with that. I don't know about you guys. How do you work? Are you very neat and tidy? Some people do that, and some are total opposite. Whatever it is, you should just be comfortable, you know? Because it's your work, your craft, your fun. Okay. So now we'll just attach that on the inside. So that when we bring that up, oh, look at that. That's just about right. All right. right, that one is a little short, so that one I will put on this side, and that one looks good. Okay, so for these pieces, I covered the front and the back because I wanted this to match the inside, and I also wanted it to kind of show up on the outside of the truck. So I'm gonna, actually I'm gonna add these in with tape because I want them to stay nice and strong. So I'm gonna put this on these 4 little tabs. And I just think this looks like such a nice fall color. And then I want to show you in a minute how to make these little pumpkins that fit inside the truck. I don't know if I showed them to you, but I think they're just so cute. And I used them, I made them using the wheel component of the die. All right. Okay, so let's put these in. And this is what keeps our project together. Pretty much these 2 little pieces of mat board. Oops. Of course, it never works when you're trying to do it in front of people. Okay, so there we go. All right, that is not good. Now, if that happens, you can just lift it up carefully and move it. That may need a little glue, but for now it seems fine. Okay, so now we have our little truck bed. So you can see that the reason I wanted the color on the inside is because that's what you're going to see, you know, when you look down inside. It's not a big deal, but just something I wanted to do. All right, so you're just now gonna put this together, and all I do for this is run 1 piece of tape down here. I mean, it depends on what you're gonna do with it, but normally you don't need anything more than that. If you do, put on more tape. It's gonna be heavy duty. Like if it's pulling a trailer. Right, and then just kind of, wait, let's make sure this is the back side. So if you're looking at it head on, you're not going to see that little gap there. So just match it up, and I kind of try to do it just a little bit above this edge here. And then just match that up with the one below it. And you've got yourself a little truck. Isn't that cute? All right. So the next thing you can do is add your wheels. And these go together really quickly. So we're just going to glue those on. And they fit right on here. And then you don't have to add these other little shapes, but they're on here, so I did. And just kind of center them. Kind of sparkly, and that's a rose gold, so it looks really nice for the fall. So now we have our truck. So no, we don't. We need these. I forgot to put them on. So they're just going to get glued on right there. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that one goes up here. And that can go, you know, somewhere around the wheel, wherever you want to put it. It's all up to you. Make it however you like. And that goes there. So now we have our truck. Okay, so you could add all kinds of different effects to this if you did want to kind of fill in here, because I didn't get that quite right with the ink. I mean the paper, the mat board. You can go around and do the edges here if you want. Anyway, that's our truck. Okay, let me show you how to make these little pumpkins and this little crow. All right, so all I did was I cut more circles, and that is again the wheels. So I cut a bunch of these and I folded them in half, and then we're just gonna kind of back them together. So this is what they look like. And then I just added a little piece of this hemp cord in the middle. And I actually added it after because I hadn't thought about what I wanted to put in there. So I just took five little circles, and you could ink these too if you wanted, but you're just gonna back them to each other, and you can do 2 at a time if it helps to keep it even. And these are just fun. They could be anything, really. Could be a little beach ball. And then there's 2 and 2. So then, whoops, just glue these 2 together. It's like a big long stack of circles. And then I'm just going to cut a little piece of this cording. Oh, we have 1 more to go. I did 5, but you can do as many as you want. Okay, and you're just going to add a little bit of glue inside here and stick this piece there. And a little glue. And you have this cute little pumpkin to put in the back of your truck or on a card. I mean, it would be cute anywhere. Yeah, there you go. And you can fray this if you want. It kind of does it itself. But that's how you make the little pumpkins that you can pile in the back of your truck. Every truck needs some pumpkins. The other thing that I thought would be cute is to add this little guy, but turn him into a crow. So I'm hoping that the surgery will go well in front of you. I'm just gonna cut off his little crest there. And what I did was I cut several layers of this and glued them together, but I didn't want to make you have to watch that. I think I have 5. Well, I'm not sure how scary that looks, but I thought that would be cute. Put him on the back of the truck. And then what you can do is separate when you glue it. Do 2 and 2, because I did 4 layers on here. So separate the claws or feet or whatever and glue that to one side of the truck and this to the other side. And then he can be kind of watching over the pumpkins. So that is the project. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you make your version of this cute little truck. If you do, please share it on our Facebook page, Eileen Hull designs, or Eileen Hull Fan Club, which is a group of 5,700 people who like to share what they're working on using my products, and that's the Eileen Hull Fan Club. So if you want to join that, go ahead over on Facebook. Please answer the questions, and you'll see we do a lot of stuff in the group: challenges, giveaways, help with finding things, questions that new people might have that the veteran people can answer. So I hope you will come and join that. I also do Facebook Lives twice a week, Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern and Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern. And they're usually doing some kind of project like this, so you can see how to use my products. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and wish me luck on my painting, and I will see you next time. All right, thank you. Bye.